Well, good morning. This is September 9, 2013. There's Ornetta, my ornate box turtle. And this is one of my other little turtles. They're all gathering a little bit of sunshine this morning. I brought some carp meat out. I'm going to cut it up and see if they want to eat out of my hand this morning. This is just a little fall update of the turtle enclosure. I've worked on their hibernation chamber, and I've made two new entrances to it. Here's one. It goes in underground here and back into the chamber underneath this big piece of wood that I have on top of the chamber. I'm going to take the camera and stick it down into the underground chamber. I don't know what this is going to do as far as filming what it looks like down here. I can't believe I can see anything. It just looks dark to my eyes, but this is the down into the hibernation chamber. I put some garden soil in the bottom of it this morning, not very much, and that's one of the entrances. And then over here on the other side, down here, I have another entrance, and it goes into the same chamber. I'm just going to take the camera and push it in there and see what happens. Usually my videos turn out pretty poor when there's not very much light. And this is another very poor video of what it looks like in the entrance to my hibernation chamber. I have a little tunnel built in, and it goes underneath and up to this, I don't know how well this will show up on the video, but ends up being a place where my turtles can spend the winter hibernating, staying cool. I'm going to cut a piece of carp meat off here and hold it on my scissors, see if any of the turtles want to eat. Yes, they do. Little argument, or let's see, they just don't want to share. Well, I guess they do want to share. They take it away from their sister. Have to apologize for my lack of filming where the action is going on. Hand feeding box turtles, September 9, 2013. Getting them ready for hibernation this fall. Boy, you can sure see the color of her eye this morning. What a beautiful, beautiful morning. Uh-oh, I think one of these turtles is going to check out my finger. There we go. Hey, where is everybody? Wonder if Ornetta would like to have a bite. There, she got a bite. Ornetta is one of my favorite turtles. Of course, all my turtles are my favorite, but she is just a wonderful, friendly turtle. And she never tries to take food away from other turtles as far as I've ever watched. Usually she's the one that'll grab a bite and then run away and try to eat in privacy. She never goes after the food that other turtles have in their mouth, which is normal for her offspring, like this little guy or little girl. I think you can tell what their sex is by the color of their eyes. Those people that aren't colorblind, I bet you can really see that eye this morning. It is not red. My camera is really difficult to see the screen in the direct sunlight. don't just bite my finger. Walk all over me. I'm going to get another piece of carp meat and hand feed these little guys. Boris is just up in the corner here, enjoying the morning sun. He or she really enjoys getting her body temperature up to what she likes it to be, getting in the sun every day until it's warm enough, and then she'll mosey around, and she eats these the clover that I have growing in here, the lettuce, and I've been putting some pears and apples in, and I know it's not supposed to be a major part of Russian tortoise diet, but she seems to be enjoying both of those things a lot more than she enjoys high protein. She hasn't been eating much of the carp meat or the beef heart that I put in on occasion. I think I might just crawl up here and see if she'll let me have a close-up view of her without getting too irritated with me. She may just put up with me. She's not scared of me. I really like her. She's quite a different creature in behavior, eating habits, and her love of the sun. She does not like water, so she is quite different than box turtles. They love to soak in the water for hours, and they don't mind anything to do with the wet grass or wet clover. I think Boris, what a name for a little girl box turtle. Or a Russian tortoise. I tell you, my mind is just sort of has other thoughts going through it right now. I'm wondering about all the scratching that I hear behind me, and I sort of gave Boris a little startle. I was hoping that she might do some interesting behavior besides just stare at me, but a lot of times box turtles and tortoises do a lot of this, and it tends to make them difficult to enjoy kind of pets. I bet Boris might just lay like this for 30 minutes or more until her body gets up to a temperature that she thinks is adequate for her purposes today. At least she isn't running away from me. She just pulled herself inside of her shell and is content to just do a little breathing and warming up in the September sun. Next month they'll probably be ready to hibernate. I'll reduce the amount of food that I feed them when it starts cooling off quite a bit more and not getting up to 60 or 70 during the day. I'll bet today it's another 80-degree day. Get a pretty good look at her. I think they have a pretty good sense of smell. I get a little piece of carp meat on my scissors and hold them out. I'm sure that she won't eat this little tiny chunk of carp meat, but I'm going to just hold it out there and let her smell it. Well, somebody's going to eat it. I think my Russian tortoise finds all the food that she would actually need just growing wild in this enclosure. with all the clover weeds and the lettuce that's growing. Any worms or protein that they might need, I think she finds all she needs. Now the box turtles, I don't think so. Hey, Ornetta. There. Boy, the clover really puts some heavy shadows onto these turtles. They're really active this time in the morning. I love the spots on this turtle's heads. It really looks neat. Interesting pattern. Like I said, this is a real busy time in the turtle enclosure. I have 12 turtles in here, and I actually got one little baby from Ornetta to hatch this year. Out of all the eggs she laid, which were about 10 or 11 eggs, so far I've only gotten one to hatch, and it's doing really good. I'll do some feeding videos of it. It's eating worms right now, and they just plow through this clover. I think this makes a really excellent enclosure material. Better than grass. Grass they didn't seem to really like to eat, and the clover I'm pretty sure is more nourishing, and at least my Russian tortoise loves to eat grass. Clover. Can't believe how many incorrect words I'm picking when I'm trying to describe something on this video. I think this might just conclude my turtle fall feeding video. I'll let Ornetta eat just a little bit more. Boris is still boring as usual. She's just still in the same position she was earlier, as you can see. This concludes this video.